triangle pose. These suckers are tricky. We're gonna do triangle. Another video will be reverse triangle. These guys are hard. I'm still working on them myself. I'll show you what I know about them, what I know about the anatomy of them, but they are very tricky. I feel like they're some of the most misunderstood postures that are out there. But here we go. We're gonna start, as always, nice and wide, at least 3 feet distance. That makes sense to you. Wider than hip width for sure. Drop the weight through your feet, press into the pinky toes. We'll just lift up that right foot, spin it. Wider stance if you need. You're gonna melt into your warrior 2 first, now that you're an expert on it. So spread out your arms, nice and spacious. This one for sure, if you have a block, you might wanna grab it. So go ahead and grab that and put it near you. We're gonna take it and put it on the inside, right by the arch of our right foot. We'll start there. Perfect. So you're in a warrior 2. You're pulling your hip bones up, belly is in, you're spacious. First thing you're gonna do is straighten your right leg. How nice does that feel? But not press into it, right? Especially if you're hyperextended, you're not dragging that knee back. You're gonna have a soft bend in it and make the quad strong. So lift the kneecap up. Notice if your hips sassed, I know mine did, right? Which they shouldn't have done anyway. Lift up, so pull your hip bones up, pull your belly up, make your left leg really strong. Arms are out to a T, so you're gonna shift your chest, not just your ribs, the whole thing, just like you do in an extended side angle, is gonna move forward. Hip bones for me, they might look like they're pointing forward, but they're on a slight diagonal, just like they are in a warrior 2. You're gonna keep that and actually encourage that. So you can even put your left hand on your left hip bone and let it start to roll down diagonally towards the ground. So see how that's opening up your right inner thigh? You're getting a nice long diagonal line. Now drag your belly up. Your right hand is gonna drop down towards your shin and your left arm is gonna lift up. If you need more support, I know I do, block is there. I like it at the highest height. I use a fist because my wrist is bothering me, but you can go flat with a hand, you can spider tip, or you can lower that block. You're encouraging left hip bone down on a diagonal. Right hip bone is cutting back, so whoosh. Push through your butt bones, pull that belly back in, and now just rotate your chest up. Looking up might be hard on the neck, so you can look forward, right? So it's a nice, pretty, someday 90-degree angle. Maybe the left arm reaches forward, maybe it's up, maybe it's doing something else fancy. It has lots of options. Good, but we tend to drop in the belly big time and push into the low back. So keep sending energy through your butt bones, step deep into your left foot, and that little bend in the right knee is gonna be really helpful to you. Step into your feet, breathe in, breathe out. Bend your right knee, lift yourself up. We're gonna switch our prop to the other side. Right toes will flip in, left toes are gonna flip out. Again, warrior 2 first, just so you know your alignment. Settle the right hip down, pull the hip bones up wide through the chest, stand in your right foot, like use this right leg, step into your left foot. Hips have stayed the same like they were in a warrior 2. If they've already moved, settle them. Good. Now reach forward, ribs, hips, everything is now on a diagonal. You're not sinking to reach and you're not really weirdly reaching. Right hand on right hip bone, roll it down. Belly is pulling up and in. You're shifting, you're reaching, you're shifting, you're reaching. Block is there, shin is there, whatever feels good. This side is quite different for me. It might feel very different for you. Lengthen through your neck, pull your belly through your ribs, right? Rather than sinking back, pull it in. Lengthen the right arm. You can reach the right arm forward or you can half bind it behind your back. I tend to sink into my knee. You can probably see that happening. So I'm going to remind myself to take that little bend and keep the thigh active. Otherwise, the thigh is soft and all the pressure is in the joint. You want the pressure out of the joint. You want to feel that lifting up, pushing back and forward at the same time. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend your left knee. Lift yourself all the way up. Good. If we were using props, we're just going to try them on the other side now. Ooh, you could use the same one. So as you flip your right toes out, block is gonna go outside towards the pinky toe of your foot. If you're not using props, again, your shin is there, or you can float the right arm. If you've got it, float that right arm as long as your groin isn't grabbing. Good. So now we already know what to do. Settle the hips, lift both kneecaps up so you're strong. Not pushing into the knees. Knees are still mobile, but the thighs are strong. Shift, shift, shift. Left hip bone's gonna roll diagonally down. Diagonally down. Right arm is gonna drop, left arm is gonna lift up. If you need the support, you're gonna grab that block, put it underneath your hand. This time it's outside, so the chest is gonna get to go wider, which is gonna give you more space for the hips, and maybe this positioning feels better to you. Notice if you got really ribby, did they open up, close them, like you put a corset on them, zip them up, lengthen and reach. See which one feels better to you. If you don't like this one, flip the block to the inside
And again, reach. We're looking for arm pretty much in one straight line. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Good. Hip bones, butt bones, head. Breathe in. Breathe out, pull that belly up. Good. Bend your right knee, lift up. Let's switch it out. Right toes flip in, left toes flip out. Block outside of the foot to give it a try if you're using a block. If not, let's just do it again. Straight legs, lift them up. Whoosh. Squeeze your heels in. Get active. Shift. Back. Right hip forward. Left arm reaches, reaches, reaches till it can no longer reach. You lift. Gentle on the shin if you want it. Hand on the block otherwise. Good. Maybe you gaze up. Maybe you try reaching forward. Maybe you go fancy behind your back. Belly fell. I know mine did. Pull it up. Keep thinking. Hip bones and ribs. They always want to draw towards each other. Strong, strong in that right leg. So really step into the pinky toe of the right foot. Gentle bend through the left knee. Breathe in. Breathe out. And check in with the gaze. Looking down, easier on the neck. Looking forward, a little bit more intense, but still feels pretty good. Looking up can be really intense. So find the gradation. Look, there are lots of them that feels good to you. Bend the left knee. Lift up. Arms come up. Step in gently. Ta-da! Triangle. You did it. Work in progress, so keep working towards it. It's weird to kind of figure out where the legs need to go, especially the hips. We have this illusion that the hips are going to be perfectly square forward. They are if you are 100%, well rather 180% open in either leg. Great. If that's you, perfect. Most of us, they're going to need to tilt just a little bit. So they're diagonally moving down, right? You're not trying to crack your hips open. You want a nice stretch in the groin, but no pulling. Be careful with that. Soft bend in the knees. Take care of the knees. Okay. That's it. See ya.